In the vast and often shadowy landscape of cybersecurity, there exists a realm seldom seen by the untrained eye. A world where attackers, like elusive predators, exploit remote monitoring and management RMM tools, living off the land, hiding in plain sight. But today, dear viewers, we embark on a journey to unearth the dark secrets of these shadowy tactics. Hosted by Michael Haag and Paul Michaud, we reveal LOLRMM, a groundbreaking tool forged from the wisdom of the community, designed to give defenders the upper hand. Joined by special guests from the contributing team of LOLRMM, we shall dive deep into the hidden corners of the digital wilderness, exploring the very techniques that attackers wield, and in turn how we as a community can come together to dismantle their advantage. The stakes have never been higher, but with LOLRMM, a new dawn is upon us. It is time for organizations to rise, defend, and outwit the predators that lurk in the shadows. Join us, and together we shall chart a course to end the abuse of RMMs and restore balance to the digital ecosystem. This is no ordinary Friday. This is a moment of revelation. Welcome to the future of defense. In the vast and...
Whoa. Lots of buttons today. Happy Friday.
Hello, hello, hello.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for having me. The unofficial co-host, soon to be.
Yes.
Official.
Yep, we'll make you official.
Finally.
Yes.
How's it going?
I know. Good. It's good. It's
Yeah.
Friday. Got some extra coffee.
Awesome. Got mine.
We're surviving.
So.
Oh, sweet. It's exciting. We need to get you a cool
we're ready.
mug. Get you a better mug. Bigger mug.
I have some other mugs, but yeah, this is what's available for now, I guess.
Yeah. It's today's live mug.
Yeah, everything is in shambles today. Paul is not here. The mug is not here.
Yep. I know. Everyone's AFK, too busy.
Yeah,
It's okay.
that's fine.
That's okay. Oh, wait. I think we have somebody. Someone else is coming.
We have some. Yeah, we have a hidden
Okay.
surprise guest. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a surprise. See, I told you there'd be surprises. Well, we will get started. Welcome to Atomics on a Friday. And our illustrious Paul Michaud is not here today. I'm sure he's listening in from the front lines. And yeah, thank you, Naz, for joining and filling in. Oh, it's fun. Yeah, special episode focused on this new project that popped out of nowhere, apparently. At least popped out over a weekend of nerding.
Yeah, it took a while, but
yeah,
it's here.
I know, it's kind of crazy. When you sent me that original tweet, I was like, yeah, it really has been a long time. It's like,
yeah, almost a year.
Yeah,
Crazy time,
long
huh?
time. Yeah,
Yep.
nuts. But yeah, everybody's here in spirit for the most part.
Yep.
So
We got good pictures for everyone. Good pictures, good descriptions.
know.
That's how you know it's, except for Paul, I guess. Senior Hazard Chaser. Okay.
Yep.
That's fun.
Yes. Yeah, he's finding all the fun stuff without us. Yeah, so I'll I guess I'll introduce myself. Michael Haag, threat researcher here at Splunk, Splisco. Yeah, been here almost, it's gonna be 4 years, I think, this December, which is insane. And mostly finding bad things, writing lots of blogs and doing lots of content generation, all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah.
Awesome.
Naz?
Yeah. Nice.
You do some things.
Some things, yeah. Not too many. I try to. But yeah, Nas, threat researcher, detection engineer. I do a lot of detection, I suppose, in Sigma, predominantly. I maintain a lot of projects such as the EBTX, the Sigma project, LOL drivers sometimes, LOL RMM now, SIG converter, just to name a few. But yeah, jamming around everything related to detections, and maybe other projects soon. Who knows? So
Yeah.
other farms in the LOL farm. So
Yeah. I know. I remember I've teased out the protocol handlers work. That's a fun one. But yeah, I think the other one's going to pop up faster.
for sure.
So,
It's something, and it's also something like highly interesting that nobody's talking about. So
yeah.
when magic sword put the sword,
Put the sword
everybody would be interested in
it. Yes, definitely. Yeah, we also have people who are not here. Jose, who's not here. He is a director of threat research at Splunk. He's my boss. And more or less, he works on a ton of open source projects, including LOBAs, melting cobalt. Yeah, we have a bunch of our older stuff in there. Attack range, different Splunk security things that we do. Atomic Red Team. He's the maintainer there. LOL drivers, LOLRMM, SIG converter.
Holy. Everybody.
And we need like a rap sheet. This is what I do.
Yeah.
Costas. He's a security researcher, likes to do lots of tweets. Follow all these folks on Twitter. Hari, he kind of came out of, not kind of came, but he comes from Atomic Red Team. He's one of our maintainers, and he actually helped develop the really sweet site that we have for LOLRMM and for atomicredteam.io. So he's kind of on our engineering side of the house for all of our open source.
Yeah, and he did a pretty good job with LOLRMM. I mean, it's very fancy.
Yeah. I know the search actually works. You can search things. It's like it's actually really cool.
You know, you did something right when the search works, especially it highlights exactly what you're searching live, and it's very cool.
Yeah, no, it's pretty fancy, and now between him and Jose, they got it deployed on GitHub pages and all that too, which is really cool.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Let somebody else host it. Yeah, if you hadn't seen our blog on Medium, we announced the project. I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. I don't remember what day anymore.
Monday, I think. Yeah.
It was Monday. Yeah. There's the post there in the chat. If you haven't seen it, it's on there. It's on Medium. We have obviously the project, the work everybody did. Oh, hey, we got one more here. Costas, thank you for joining.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Happy to be here. Sorry, I'm a bit late.
It's okay.
Welcome.
We slightly introduced you.
Cool.
Yes, I like your grand piano. It's nice.
Yeah, this is the only background that they have here on StreamYard, so I don't have many options, but yeah, I don't play with it too many times. So.
I didn't want to use it in case everybody uses it, and then we're all seen like in the same house. Like,
yeah, they will think that we're in the same house, right?
It looks weird. Like the LOLRMM group is everybody's together, like actually jamming.
Yeah, I guess it brings a sense of unity too. So we may all just change the backgrounds to the same.
Yes, it'd be awesome if those different angles.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Like everybody's on that. Hey.
Yeah.
I would just turn my side as well to my side to pretend that I'm talking to you as well. You know, and you turn to the other side, and we can just have a conversation. We'll just freak people out.
Nice.
Paul will do that for us next run.
Yep.
It's nice to have. It's nice to be here. It's the first time for me, so yeah. I don't want to delay the presentation. Just go ahead.
Oh. Yeah, we were just quick intros. We were just getting to the blog. We shared our little blog link, and by the way, we're on Twitch and YouTube, but I feel like we get nobody who watches on Twitch. So if you're watching on Twitch, click the link. Maybe. Anyway.
Yeah, let me click the link for you. So
yeah, go get my views up. Yeah,
I mean, to be on Twitch, we need chairs, we need mics, we need fancy backgrounds, fancy lights. So
okay,
we're still not there. So
We'll upgrade. We'll get there.
we'll get there. Yeah.
Yeah, so honorable mentions. Obviously the team here powering through, getting things pushed. There was a lot of community contributions out there. So I guess kind of to boot it all, outside of like the tweets that we'll share where it all kind of came from. Initially we had a really cool PR here at Splunk inside of our security content repo for a giant lookup which contained an enormous amount of RMM details and content from Steve and Dick here. And this is the lookup I'll share. It's a CSV. It basically contained, I guess I can share my screen. It basically contained probably like the most like concentrated amount of data for RMMs in one little place. And it just kind of like hit me, and I think I talked to you about it now. I was like, I have this giant spreadsheet that has like all these details and, you know, domains, executables, and just everything. And it's like, okay, there's got to be a way I could take this and convert them to YAMLs. And if you follow along with our journeys at the Living Off the Lands, we're really good at converting CSVs to YAMLs.
That's what we do. So.
Yes, it's basically how we operate. So that's kind of where the base of this project kind of like kicked off. It was just like, I think I could make a bunch of YAMLs real quick, Nas. And you're like, that's cool. It's Friday, Mike. Like, ain't gonna happen. We're not doing this by Monday. I was like, yeah, you're probably right. It'll be done by Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you guys are very good at doing is presenting the information in a nice way on the website, you know, because this is the most important thing. Someone that comes in and wants to grab the information fast and then just use it on their investigation. So having it on GitHub is okay, but I always try to find ways with projects that I create as well that I want to communicate the information in a way that people will be able to use it. So it will be, for one, will be visually pleasing, and two, you will have to have a way of allow people to programmatically query whatever data you provide. So I think you do great on other projects in terms of both of those, and but really takes off when you have these websites, you know, that you are creating, and with load drivers and etc. Like you know, it's amazing how nice they are, and it needs skill as well, and it's time, and it's money as well for the website, and also you know, really appreciate the previous projects that you've put up, and this one as well. I didn't have any input on the website. It turned out amazing. I didn't have any input because I couldn't help with that. Even with personal projects, I'm useless at creating websites that look in the same way. But yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, the website is fancy. Yeah, I think that's something that like Magic Sword does very well, which is
exactly.
We always think from a user perspective, like how is it going to be ingested? Plus the info, like we will talk maybe about the template that we chose for this LOLRMM thingy, but having like the official, like we see here, a lot of scattered information has been shared, but over time, like nobody is actually consolidating all this information into one place and making it into a standardized format and making it easily digestible per se.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I believe the sword is for, Magic Sword. So
that's good. That's great. More to come.
Definitely.
Yes, definitely. So I have how it began. Hopefully it's like readable, but it literally started with a tweet from you, Kostas, and it was a deeper report talking about RMMs being used. And I just remember, I think, it looks like Nas, you were like, we could drop this cool little website. And I was like, get this done in a weekend, like no big deal. And I was like, April 12th last year. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that as well recently on a tweet that I've put after we published. It took a while, but um, we wanted to have we wanted it to be the way we envisioned it. So we didn't just want to put the data out there and then not worry about the other things that I just mentioned before. We just want to have a package that people will be able to use it and benefit from it straight away. So if you didn't have some of the aspects like a website or a nice format, or it didn't we didn't think through it very well, it wouldn't be great. And we want to, all of us, the things that we do, we want to deliver projects that are finished and they are well made, and we are proud of that, right? So yeah, that's why it took a little bit, but I'm very happy with the result.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has turned out really, really good. Some crazy hackery to get to the YAMLs and then the presentation of things, which is really cool. Yeah, kind of like along the lines of how it started. I think we had a couple days off, like a 3-day weekend, and so I tweeted on the 1st of August, oh yeah, it's right there, worth knocking out over a 3-day weekend. And then we had an enormous amount of people out of the 45 votes who were questioning what is an RMM, which is funny. And then the rest happened. And then it was day 0. I think I had all the YAMLs there. We wrote a schema, and Naz and Jose were helping out with all kinds of different backend pieces. And I wrote a Streamlit app, which I totally forgot to announce in the blog, and I have it here today. I was able to publish it. I'll drop that in there. It's a super hard URL, LOLRMM.streamlit.app.
You see, with so many projects, Mike, you even forget to announce project. Oh, what the hell?
I know. I probably should have put that in the announcement. But yeah, that's there. I guess I should tweet it and maybe show it working. I forgot. It was actually pretty cool. I'll share my screen real quick while we're here. Since we're talking about it, might as well share about it. I totally forgot, but you can obviously just refresh. You can create a new one, a new RMM tool here, and it'll generate the YAML. So do all your stuff, hit the YAML button, and it needs all the stuff, obviously, so you got to fill it in. It's not happy about that. But the other things, if you want to just view RMMs, you can do that too. I'll do AnyDesk. So on the back end of it being hosted as well, it has all the YAML files, so it'll pull everything up, and then you can actually kind of come in here and click through this cool little interface and view all the RMM. Oh yeah, artifacts is really cool. This took some time. That one didn't work. That one didn't work either. Okay, they're not working right now, but they will. And the fact that basically will just show you all the different artifacts from the YAML. I guess a couple things are broken. I haven't fixed it. I haven't touched it since we initially pushed it. But yeah, so kind of neat. But you can click through these things and play with them and stuff like that. So I'll fix these before the end of the day, hopefully.
It will be very useful for people to start putting more PRs. I think it will make things easier. Although YAML is not, I mean, I don't want to discourage people. They can complete the YAML however they think is, however they think is okay, and then we can just fix it. It's not a big problem.
Yeah.
But I will make it easier for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's kind of like with any of the projects, even if you open a Git issue or PR, just dump as much as you can, and then we can clean it up and ship it from there.
Yeah, I've created so many YAMLs for this project that most of them were broken. So Mike and Nas and Jose, they were fixing it for me. So I do
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
So.
yeah. But you know what? What's interesting about this project is that apart from it being a little bit hard to fill it out, but actually, like everybody can contribute whatever information. Like even a domain is helpful in the case of RMMs because like the usual, like in load drivers or in Sigma or whatever open source project, like it is a process to contribute. But in RMM, you can actually just install it and see something, because we in the template we try to put like disk artifact, registry artifact, network artifacts. Like if you can show like the actual YAML of any disk, for example, it's super easy. Like if you know anything about any RMM, just create an issue and contribute it, and we take care for it. Like we take care of it for you. So yeah, I think that's one of the coolest things about this project, is that literally anybody, no matter the level, can contribute.
Yeah.
So
the most important thing is some of the fundamental artifacts, like the process name that we can see, the location that is installed by default, for example, or the original file name of the process that is run, how many different clients are running on the background, does it create a service by default, or all this information will be easy to collect. So what I did for a couple of those that I want to just generate fast so we can have them for launch is I would go to my own lab, or you can even do it on a sandbox. Take Triage, for example. You can go to Triage and run the client and then try to connect, see what happens. You can extend the duration of the execution as well on Triage. So just type a command, see what happens, and then when the sandbox finishes, you can just go to the details of the execution for the triage, and you can see the artifacts that were generated. You can see the event logs. You can see other things. You can grab all that, filter out the noise because there is some noise, and then just create the YAML file based on that RMM. It will take it takes an hour or so, but then you get to learn about that RMM after that.
I think one of the neatest artifacts I saw, I think my favorite artifact is actually like the event log one that is in some of them here, with the different event IDs. And because that to me is just, it was a lot more detail than I kind of expected to like see in an open source like project. Like I get registry and file mod, but like event log is super cool. Like talk about helping people kind of go from, what I see to, what's actually being dropped inside of like the system event log. How can I go find this? Things like that. I think those are really cool.
Yeah, and by the way, one of the things like in this RMM, I believe, not most of them, but some of them will actually create their own event log. Like I don't, I've not seen any desk, but I think one of them, help desk or hope2 desk or someone, like will create an actual EVTX manifest, and it will have its own EVTX file. And having those is amazing, because like from a different perspective, you cannot change that. It will be created and it will have that manifest, and it's a sign of how do you say? It's the sign that the RMM has been used, and it's very hard to change. So having those being documented is actually insane. So, and there are a lot of RMMs, so we will not be done anytime soon.
Yes, that's our call for help.
Yep.
Maybe an idea that just popped in my mind, because I know we have the detection rules for the LOLRMM. We have the detections in every single one. We have the detections directory, and then Sigma. We can just have maybe one all-encompassing Sigma rule that contains the process names for all RMMs. We can do that. I mean, it won't be a detection rule. It will be mostly just so people can just go and run it and see, in the environment, what are the RMMs according to the ones that we have available anyway on that rule. What is the RMMs that they see in their environment? They can use some grouping, they can use some counting, so some deduplication as well, and so they don't get like thousands of results, but at least they can get a pretty good idea of what RMMs are run within their environment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
something we can do. Yeah.
We will definitely improve the Sigma section of the project very, very soon. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Like having like very similar to what we did in load drivers. I believe when we started, we had like everything dumped out, and then we started splitting into malicious, vulnerable, and suspicious, and blah blah blah. So I think it would be very helpful in LOLRMMs. Yeah. So we will do that.
Yeah.
Validated. That's how we validate idea. Validate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad. But it's just for people to have knowledge over their environment. There are so many. Most businesses out there, they don't have strict policies that allow that don't allow, I guess, RMMs to run, and this is why it's such a big problem at the moment. Every big organization could just go and search, and they might see so many different RMMs run on their network, and it's just very difficult to crack down on everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I even thought. I mean, Anton shared. I'll probably just find that Anton did share a KQL, which was really neat. If I can find it, I'll drop it in chat. Obviously here we have a Splunk query. I think you shared to me the Sigma one as well. That's out there for this for RMMs. Where'd it go? Trying to find Anton's. Here it is. Okay, copy.
You find it?
Yep. Boom.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Anton's tweet. There's KQL, things like that, which is really cool with KQL. You could pull in like a CSV and whatnot, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely some more signaling.
There is this also. I saw this today actually when I talked about RMM. Maybe you can grab it. It's also based on Anton stuff. So.
Oh yeah, yep. That was the other one I actually just saw when I was driving through.
I don't know if it's good, by the way. So, but you have a bad like. So, yeah. Yes. That's always a good metric. Hashtag sarcasm.
Yes. I guess it's a play on Anton. So yeah.
What is it pulling the information? I'm just looking on the GitHub.
It's pulling the information from our JSON. So.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
It's
basically applying. I believe it's applying your own, like the very same idea that you just talked about grabbing everything and running it. So it's very
awesome. Yeah, exactly. That's what I had in mind, and I'll be very useful for people.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, August 2nd. Yeah, kicking out these LOL projects are almost a little easy now. We're a couple deep, which is funny. And then there it is today, right? I'll bring it up. Not like it's not working. Beep. So here it is. Yes, it's a really clean site. I really dig it.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the little supported OS little graphics. It's pretty sweet. But it's very well.
AnyDesk is so hot. And so many threat actors are using AnyDesk. I'm so glad we have it, and we have so much detail on it.
Yeah, even down to like these file names right here. Like
I actually used it very
pretty cool.
I used it just the other day. I want to remind myself about where it logs something, and
that's nice. We have our first user. Please fill out this form.
Yes. Where's the feedback form?
I know. I was going to say we have our first success story.
Yeah. No, it helped me.
No, but one thing I want to say is that if you scroll up in any desk, we'll try to have that. Like, my hope is to actually have experts on like different RMMs from different people. That's my hope, because you cannot actually be an expert on everything. But like one of the blogs that helped us fill this, you see this at the SVC trace and whatever. Like, yes, you can do differ to detect, but it's actually really, really interesting to have this information and understand them, because you can write Yara rules, for example, so that you can scan these files for certain things. And because it contains so much information about the host that it connected to, the maybe the file that it executed or downloaded or whatever. And many RMMs have these kind of files, but they are not documented. So by having this, like, that's why we added this in the standard, in the YAML standard, so that people can contribute. Like, for example, the user and the password, whatever. We need that kind of information so that you can extend your differ stuff from not only detecting, but also while you're doing incident response, you can actually understand the scope of the attack. So my hope is probably we get other people who are familiar with other stuff than any desk, because as we've seen, there are so many that 50% of them I've never heard of them. I don't know why there exist so many, and who is the buyer for this? What's the market for RMMs? Why is it so big? But it is. So
Yeah, I think. Do we have a PR open to cut some of those because they are not really RMMs?
Oh
some of them would be cut off, but
yeah,
eventually it will be reduced. But there are so many left. So.
Yeah. We do
there
have
are
a
so
couple.
many left, and so many that we don't know, right? It's crazy.
Yep.
Even like some of these little ones too. Like, we got some base info in here, which comes from like the lookup and whatnot too, which is helpful.
That's awesome.
Hopefully, when people start digging in.
Busido's GitHub repo, I shared it to you guys some time ago. He has a list of the RMMs and the RMMs that are used by threat actors the most, and which threat actors are using which RMMs. So people can just use that repository. Amazing job that he did. And then collect the information from our project, and just say, okay, I want to prioritize those RMMs because those are the RMMs that are used currently by threat actors. Are they currently running in my environment? So something like that. So I know there are always going to be a lot of RMMs, always going to be a lot of malware, a lot of things out there, but prioritizing on the ones that are used the most will probably get you the most for your efforts.
Yeah, even for us, I guess we'll have to prioritize this, and when we start to doing a V2 probably. So
yeah, maybe start counting the reports and the sightings of threat actors, and then have a number next to the RMMs, and just say, okay, this RMM has been used X amount of times according to whatever reporting.
The different report,
yeah, maybe the different.
That's what people will do. So
yeah. I'm pretty sure we had a years in review report that we mentioned RMMs. We didn't do a years in review last year, but we did it the year before. So I'm just gonna have a look.
This is how today we share with, if it still can like load through HVCI.
It's still there. Holy moly.
It's still there. Yeah. Jose hasn't taken us down yet.
Oh man, great idea.
A professional website.
We mentioned about RMMs. I'm just looking at the report, but we don't have statistics over which RMM was used the most. Maybe it would be good for the next one to include.
Yeah, maybe we can even have a section. We will. I think it's really cool information to have a section to prioritize, like in our JSON to provide XYZ. This RMM is very interesting or not. So
because threat actors as well as others, they're humans. They have their favorite tools. They're currently using AnyDesk, let's say, but that's because they are familiar with it. They have used it many times in the past. They don't want to change to use something else because it's inconvenience, and to learn something new and change their taxes, change their scripts because they're using automating methods, especially those, ransomware operators. So, those won't change. Those that are popular won't. There is a high likelihood that won't change that much. There will still be very popular.
Yeah, I shared Red Canary retweeted the project as well, and they shared their threat detection report, which covers all of this here too, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but whenever one of these companies publish something about RMMs, like it's between a remote access tool and a remote management or monitoring management tool or whatever, like nobody knows the answer. It's between rats, RMMs, even like you can see in this list. Sometimes, is it truly an RMM? Is it a rat? So nobody has an answer, which is funny.
It's true. Yep, it is true. It's a rat. Rats. If you don't know about it, it's a rat. If it's installed by your organization, it's an RMM.
That sums it up. So
I can't respond back to Dakota, but anyway.
too bad. Yeah.
Sorry, Dakota.
But it's I think it's a really cool project over time, because RMMs will never stop being used, I would say, except if you baseline them, because it's one of those things like PS exec still all these years after is still sometimes popping up in some environments because it's whitelisted, because it's whatever. And since RMMs, like some of these RMMs are insane, to be honest, like they offer some functionalities like what the hell is going on? So
Oh yeah, when I was creating RMMs for this project, I was surprised by how many RMMs have the same capabilities. Most of them have just the capabilities are amazing. So an attacker I could see how they would prefer that over any other C2 framework. I mean, of course, the C2 framework, they have other capabilities of injecting payloads and whatnot, and doing other evasive things, but it's pretty good. You don't get detected. You have a ton of options, transferring files, running commands, a system, doing so many things. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. So we need to stop it.
pretty good means pretty bad. Okay.
Yeah, so pretty good for them. So
Yeah,
it's time for this to end.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah. Awesome stuff.
Okay. I don't know how to do this. I was going to create a quick poll for fun. I don't know what this means. What's the category? Animals. Oh, it's public. Private. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's see. Share link. Copy. Poll. Okay. All right. All right. I got a poll. I just do this together real quick. No idea what I'm doing. I'll share the screen too. This is our what's next poll. How do I share that? There we go. Share. Okay. What should our next project be? Living off the land EDR. Sounds scary. EDR has gone bad. Living off the land extensions related to like Notepad++ plugins or any kind of add-ons. Or VS Code extensions gone bad. I think that'd be really cool. I've teased out protocol handlers for probably 2 years now. Or other. What
Can I
other?
vote? I'll just vote. Sorry, I'll just.
Yeah. You
I
can vote.
voted. Cast my vote on the LOLRMM because I had this idea of creating something similar. So what I wanted to do, and I don't have time, but is, and many people suggested it. It wasn't just my idea. Um, document some of the capabilities of different EDRs. So what you can do through a prompt as an administrator, having access to an EDR. So, for example, with CrowdStrike, you can do so many things. With Lima Charlie, so many more things. With you know, Defender,
Carbon black.
other things. So yeah, that would be useful, and at the same time, it will be good to document for people to compare.
Yeah, because I think on the EDR project you've done, you've documented a lot of what they collect, but like having the amount of action you can perform as far as response goes would be really interesting.
Yeah, many people requested that to be part of the project, but I don't. I see it as a separate thing. I see it as something related to EDRs, but unrelated to telemetry. So, so it will be nice to have a different project, and maybe we'll connect those two.
Yeah.
The hardest thing about this project is breaking NDAs. So,
you can get trials. I mean, and you can have people that use the project to create a PR. Now, if they want to do it anonymous, it's on them. You can just have the information. This is what I do for EDR telemetry.
Yeah. Like, who is the contributor? Nobody is a founder for this project. Nobody wants their name on this project. But I mean, it's public. But a lot of them are in the documentation. I know, but some of them are not. But
yeah, and it's the same because for those that are not public, you won't be able to get the information, and you probably won't be able to have it on the website on your data. But most of them are available, or they have a trial.
Yeah.
So if an EDR has a trial, you can just go and play around with it and see what it can do.
Let's go. Send an email. Yeah, I don't know. It could be interesting, right? LOL EDR.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think from a usefulness probably is low protocol handlers and extensions are more actionable because the EDR thingy is you know about it, but you can't do anything about it because it exists with you or without you, and it's good for a discussion with your EDR vendor. But from the extension perspective, I think it's much more interesting because with VS Code, as we've seen over the years, you can abuse extension, you can abuse profiles, you can abuse the configuration of the .vs code folder. And in Notepad++, we've seen over the years many people, like we've talked about recently, like Katie shared something which like 5 years or 7 years ago. So I think from a usefulness perspective, it's good to shed the light on this because nobody is talking about, like, do you know that almost all companies that develop something use VS Code or use Notepad++ or use Sublime Text? And do people actually control the install extension thingy? I think not, because if you look at this extension, 99% of them use obfuscated JavaScript. So it's actually a cluster duck. So
yes,
yeah, it's pretty. I think it's super interesting to put this into the spotlight. Yeah, like very similar to this vetting of plugins. Exactly.
Yeah.
Local tests.
And then you would document. I mean, it's a good idea, but what would you document then? Would you document the malicious extension and what it does, or?
You can document, like, top of my head, maybe you can document how telemetry for extensions that are installed, how to check for stuff like, for example, when you install an extension, does the communication go outside of VS Code? I don't know. Does it a new process? Like, what are the typical process of VS Code? What is it? What is expected from an extension? How do you vet an extension? Like, I believe the recent tweet somebody shared was like 1 million downloads, and it was malicious. So I didn't explore it 100% yet, so I don't know all the facets of this, but I think it's an interesting point of discussion, because there are so many editors that allow for this customizable things, and perhaps it's worth looking into. Like, we've seen, like 2 years ago, somebody published something about like persistence via Notepad++, where they can push DLLs into a certain directories, and when you execute Notepad++, they get loaded. Like, are you aware of that? Are you not? I don't know. Maybe we can even document what are the legitimate DLLs of certain extensions that are popular. So perhaps when they are backdoored. I don't know. We will discuss in the slides.
Yeah, I know, because even with these, like, I don't believe you can manage extensions with like Notepad or Notepad Plus or VS Code, right? Centrally, GPO, you can't control these, and people just go and download a million plus downloaded VS Code extension and call it good. Yeah, it's really, and there's no vetting. This is the kind of the crazy part, and this is where I think the light needs to be shined on extensions. Is like there's no vetting, and we see it in that Notepad comment. I just test it locally. If it doesn't crash, we're good to go, right? Like, imagine how many that dude opens up daily. But even on Microsoft is like, just log in, create your 163.com email, and then just log in, send in your VS Code extension, does these cool whiz-bang AI buzzword stuff, and then now you have 50,000 downloads that are connecting to your C2. And so there's no vetting, there's no AV scanning that's going on with these things. Like, it's very just trust and honor among people and hope that it doesn't blow up.
So would you have all the benign, like the known extensions that are currently up, or just malicious extensions that have been reported to do shady things?
That's a good question, because we can't house them all.
Because but even if you house the malicious, a malicious isn't there forever, because by the nature of the extension, it will get fixed if it's not. It has to be. Like, so it's for historical purposes, then it becomes like, this is malicious, or it exists. But I think from this context, like, it's very similar to that thing in vulnerability management about like package dependency. You see, when we do dependency of actual programming languages, when you download the package and it's dependent on other packages. Like, it's in the same vein of trying to solve that big problem of, when you depend on a package, how do you validate its, legitimacy? But I think we can solve other things. As I said, like Mike said, GPU, you cannot, but what can you do? Okay, like, what can you do? Like, what's expected, and how do you at least manage what extension? It doesn't need to be this huge project. Maybe by the end we'll say, hey, it's only just best practice, okay? Or these are malicious extensions, or I don't know. But it's very, very interesting to highlight, because some of us could be compromised and we would never know.
Absolutely, yeah. It's very good to highlight those extensions. It just, I don't know how this would fit as a LOL extension, but it would be definitely a good project. Yeah.
We just put LOL. And they will work out.
Sorry,
Show up on the farm. That's it.
Why not?
Yeah.
Don't worry about the name. Just put the LOL in front of it.
I mean, yeah.
This is growing like crazy. It's so funny.
Yeah. Oh, there is a LOL source. Interesting.
Yeah, we talked about that one. Remember?
Because
we were going to do the same. Remember? Because we had been seeing a lot of these same things, and
it's I remember. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was one of the many on the list.
That's also actually an interesting one, because we've seen in VirusSoft all the insane shenanigans that happens with messed up certifications. So. I don't know. What's the poll saying?
Oh, yes. Let me go back. I was looking at the results and refresh. Okay, we have
4 votes.
6 votes.
6
Which is-
votes.
4 for the LOL extensions, which is
Yes. I'll have to tweet this.
we can do a poll on Twitter as well. Just to have a little bit more people voting. Half of those votes are us. Doesn't look very good.
No, I didn't vote yet. So we're
He
safe.
says he didn't vote. I know he has created already 2 fake accounts to vote. So,
Hop on his VPN.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
He was too focused on the screen just a minute ago, so I don't know.
All right. All right, I shipped it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, but awesome stuff.
But let's see.
By the way, I've seen a question from Kasim on LinkedIn. He said, "What kind of info I can contribute?" Well, any info.
Yes.
Any info, because this is a really interesting question, because yes, there are so many things. Anything you have on any RMM, either be it a domain, registry being modified, event log, network information, whatever. Just put it, like, if you can take the time to create the actual YAML or fill up the actual YAML, because you can take any disk, for example, copy paste the whatever artifact section, paste it, and go. Or if you're lazy, like most of us, just create an issue and pray we'll answer it for you. So no, we will, but yeah, I think anything you have would be like, especially lol hacks, like. Yeah, anything you have, especially like the most important ones are the users, the actual executables, binaries, maybe domains, and whatever else you have. That would be much appreciated.
Yes.
And quick tip for you, if you want your own YAML thing for it to be to you only, like contribute something very unknown. Like, I don't know, don't go to any desk, because everybody will try to do any desk. Do something random so that you'll be unique.
Yeah, there was a recent RMM that was publicized as being abused recently, and I don't think it was in the project. So yeah, if you see a new RMM, DM Nas, and then he'll put it in there.
Yep.
Just some funny response I see here from Joss. Just put it as CrowdStrike.zip instead of direct reference to CrowdStrike. Yeah, I guess we can find a way around. It's completely different. It's not CrowdStrike. It looks the same, but it's not CrowdStrike. By the way, it's very similar. So
it's our typo squatting.
Lol typo squatting? There we go again.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Well, we got 5 minutes. I don't think I have no more slides. Oh yeah, push the button. But yeah, check out LOLRMM.io for all your RMM needs. Magicsword.io for all your magic swords-ing. And I don't know when we'll be back on Atomics on a Friday. I need to figure that out with Paul, who's not here. But yeah, thank you too for showing up. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
it was great. Yeah,
good project to get out there.
It was nice discussing about RMMs and their use. So yeah, thanks for organizing it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you for all your contributions. It's a lot. But
yeah, everybody's contributing. You have contributed the most, so
no.
It's it's nice
That
to
doesn't count.
yeah.
We start counting after the publication. So
Yeah, no, it's nice to have one more out there. Maintaining it now, it's you know, we will count on the community to just put some more PRs in and you know, have a lot of RMMs up there, and we can try to categorize and improve it from now on, like what we discussed here. I think these were some good ideas, but yeah.
no, definitely. There is still work to do.
Always.
Obviously.
It's always something to fix.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think it's cool that it's out now. And yeah, with the hype, I think that the project, like we talked about this, Mike, is that when an RMM becomes popular, it's a good PR for the RMM. That's how I think we're gonna move on. Like the focus should be on RMs that are actually abused, because there are so many of them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was just thinking about this earlier too. It's interesting, like with AnyDesk or TeamViewer and stuff, over time, when they get abused, you'll notice, hopefully, and even now with this project out and folks seeing it and talking about it, hopefully, we'll see changes come to these products in the sense of like multi-factor authentication or better logging in the portals, like the cloud portals for these things. Because I remember years ago we were dealing with TeamViewer, and TeamViewer was just adversary logs into these web portals on the interwebs, and then they start, you know, pushing you know, things out, software, ransomware, whatever it may be. And then eventually they finally put multi-factor to hopefully help people. They didn't enforce it, most don't, but at least it's there now as a better option. So hopefully with things like this, these projects and these tools, they start to, you know, enforce better logging and MFA and whatnot.
Yep.
We see it with lull drivers, right? Like lull drivers now, it's turned into people questioning, you know, what things can I do better, and how do I stop all these vulnerable drivers that you have in your project? You know, so now people are questioning it, like, hey, I noticed that Microsoft only pushes 2 updates a year, but lull drivers project pushes more times a year. How do I block these? That's a good question.
We have the answer. No.
Yeah.
Do we?
Until next time. Skeletor meme.
Head over to the magic sword to find out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. I hope you have a great weekend and get some rest. The next LOL will be back.
Yep. Thanks for having us.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Y'all have a good day. Thank you all for joining, and we'll see you again soon.
Cheers.